Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Astley, the inventress. Welcome to my podcast. Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Astley, the inventress. Welcome to my podcast. Well, what do you want me to say? You don't want me to introduce you? I'm not introducing everyone. I'm not introducing Brittany. If you just heard how we roll tape, I'm a video recording. I'm not audio, video, with 3D. I'm not introducing Brittany. Ask
Hey, everybody. This is Brittany, Lisa's daughter. I hope everyone had a great week. We are approaching Christmas, the best time of year in my personal experience. I love Christmas so much. Mom always decorates the whole house on Christmas Eve. We have a huge thing, and I hope everyone out there is having a good time enjoying the holiday. I just want to jump right into this, Mom. So going into this episode, something huge happened to you involving your clients. What happened in your week?
This week has been such an incredibly pivotal week for me. And I have to say, in the 38 years or more that I've been doing this, so many things happened. People came into a realistic world. And maybe I brought them to that place of inventing. The inventing world is the Twilight Zone. It literally is the Twilight Zone. If you've never invented a product, if you've never developed anything from concept to fruition, and not even a business, forget a business because that's a whole different animal. An invention. There are so many moving parts to developing a product, from engineering to designing. You could come up with an idea that you just have an idea that's not functional. We all have phenomenal ideas all the time, but if they don't work, they're not products. They're not. If you watch Shark Tank and you listen to their words and you listen to Damon and Mark and Lori and all of these people who see inventions through from beginning to end and finance these things, they want to make sure that these products that you bring to the table make sense, that they work. Okay, so today was a day of, how do I do this? Okay, so when I say the Twilight Zone, when people come to me, they typically come to me again with an idea only, okay? Some people come with finished products. I'll use Kevin Lane, Create a Castle. He came to me with a finished product, and I needed to do other things, a lot of things, but there were other things that were involved outside of the product development aspect, because he did that on his own prior to coming to me. However, when you're developing a product, there are so many, as I said, different moving parts, from engineering this idea that you believe works, that you think is the next big idea. And 9 times out of 10, it probably could be. But how does it work? How does it work? How does it function? So bringing it to me from scratch, and when I say scratch, a piece of paper, meaning you're giving me something out of your brain that we have to conceptualize, right? That works. And I have to make sense of it. Our team has to make sense of it prior to getting to manufacturing. But an inventor doesn't understand that, because they're really spewing literally this phenomenal idea that they think works, and they think it's going to work that easily. You know, so when you bring a product, or when I bring a product to a manufacturer, that product should pretty much be working, functioning, a design at the very least. So the manufacturer, when you bring a product to a manufacturer, they need to understand how it works. So a manufacturer is not in the industry of engineering your product. And I'm giving you some trade secrets, guys, okay? This is giant stuff I'm giving you. They are not in the industry of recreating the product that you've developed. You have to make sure it functions before it goes to a manufacturer. Functions the way and looks the way it looks. Because typically we're dealing with manufacturers who are not in the same country. They don't do the same things. They don't behave the same way we behave. None of it is the same. I personally do a lot of manufacturing in China, some in India, but the way they live their lives are very different from the way we live our lives here. So every single thing that we do that we think is normal on this side of the world, to them, we're aliens. Like, okay, to them, why would you eat in your car when you can eat at home? So why are we creating products for the car that we could pull up a TV dinner when you should be eating at home with your family? They don't get that. They don't understand it. So if you think that you could just explain on a piece of paper or draw something that they're going to understand, they don't. Anyway, the realization is when you step into the inventing world, there's so many chapters to what has to happen before your product gets on the market. And that's the first thing people say to me all the time. How long is this going to take? Let me tell you something. Get ready, buckle up, buckle your behinds up, because it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute, especially if you don't have your tools in place. And I'm not saying don't come to me with an idea, because you should. I will walk you through all of it, but don't expect to have your product done in 6 weeks, because it's just not going to happen. I have had so many clients come to me and say, I've gone to this company. They said to me, I can develop your product from beginning to end and put it on a shelf in 6 weeks. I challenge anyone who can develop a product that has moving parts, electronics, or fabric. The easiest thing to make, right? The easiest thing to build is typically fabric. I talk with you guys about that all the time. Something that's made of fabric is typically easy if it doesn't have a lot of sides and pockets and blah, blah, blah. I challenge anyone to say that they can put a product on a shelf in 6 to 8 weeks, and they're selling it to the largest manufacturers in the world, from Walmart to Target to all these places. Never seen it happen. So today was a day of that for me. So again, welcome into, if you've seen the Twilight Zone, you see that cone-shaped kind of a zone that you jump into if you've ever seen the Twilight Zone. I'm definitely dating myself, but it's like a cone-shaped world that goes circular, pivotal motion. Exactly. Can you see it? Welcome to that world, because you don't know the world that you're getting into when you start inventing products, because it's the unknown. No one could ever tell you how long anything is going to take to be built. Impossible. I'm telling you. Lisa Ascalisi, inventress, over 38 years of inventing, developing, being the crazy inventress that I am. No one can tell you. I can try to give you a guesstimation of how long something takes, but let me tell you something. When you're dealing with people, again, language barriers, different countries, different parts of the world, there's no way on earth that someone could tell you that something's going to be done within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks. Otherwise, they're not telling you the truth. And it's not even that they're lying or being dishonest, but they may have, as I said, language barriers or lack of understanding. They don't understand what the project is, but they think because it's fabric, it should be done within 3 to 4 months or 6 months or something. And it's really not what's factual. So today was a day of that. Today was a day of like me going, okay, everyone, let's buckle up. Check this out. Not done. product is not done. Yes, they said it would be done in 6 weeks. It's not done. It's been 6 months. Yes, it's been a year. Not done. Why? I can't tell you. They live their lives a lot differently than we live ours here. I am so on point and on people's rear ends that I'm sure they want to flick me off like a fly most of the time. I'm on top of every single manufacturer I work with, every single engineer, every single day. My thing is, I will call you every 5 minutes until you pick up the phone. And people who know me know I do that. From QVC to eVine Live to HSN, and I do. I call my buyers the same way I call my manufacturers every single day to make sure that I'm on top of the game for my clients. And people don't understand how much work and how much detail goes into every single project. And unless you explain to people, they just don't know. And I say to all of my clients and everybody listening out there, and I know you know who I'm talking to out there, my clients, you know exactly, because you know that I'm on it, right? Make sure you send an email to the person you're working with. Email me, call me. I don't care if you call me every day. Honestly, I'd like for you to. Send me an email. I may not pick up the phone immediately, but certainly leave me a voicemail. Any of the feelings that you're feeling, please make sure you voice it. Don't get discouraged because you're not hearing back from that manufacturer or me or anybody you're working with to develop a product, because it doesn't happen overnight. Look at a coffee pot. How much detail goes into building a coffee pot? It's not just a picture. The electronics, the way the water drips, the holes that are on top, what functionality, what the electronics, is it a plug-in? Is it American made? Is it Japanese, Chinese made? How does the plug work? This is very thought-provoking for you guys, and I know it. I'm going to blow your brains up tonight, because there's more to coming up with an invention than just the idea. And I know, again, Lori Grenier will be on board. Damon John, all of the folks from Shark Tank will get it. They get it because people come to them with products all the time that are not finished. People come to me and say, look at this. Look at this handbag. It works like this. It has a magnetic clasp. It has 4 legs. It's different from anything out on the market. And I invented it, and it's amazing. Okay. Is the engineering done? How do we know it functions? How do we know it works? There's so many details besides that go into it. Besides that, developing your company, naming it something, developing a website. There's so many details. So when people call me up and they want to have a consultation and they say to me, I just have a couple of questions. It's not a couple of questions. It's a full-on, laid out, thought through plan. It's not just here's a glass, even if it was a glass, okay? How does the top of the glass stand on a stem? What's the cylindrical part? How big is it? What's the thickness? What's it made of? Is it glass? Is it plastic? Is it PVC? There's so many. What's the Pantone color chart? I'm throwing stuff out there that you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's a part of it. This is just the beginning. And I know I'm going off. This is 2000. We're going into 2019, guys. You need to be on point. If you're going to develop a product, you better come out strong and come with me. I will help you do it the right way. The right way. So like I said before, buckle up, because this is a crazy Twilight Zone ride. It really is. You've never been here before.
I agree to that. And all the stories that I hear, like with, you tell me about your clients, XYZ, it does take long, which you need patience for. Also, there are clients that, it's not a cheap road you're going down. You have to save or just work hard and you have to put a lot of money into your product. Because if you want it to be a quality product, it costs money. Manufacturers need money. Engineers need money. So if you invest X amount of thousands of dollars in something, and then something else comes up. Oh, by the way, we need a few hundred or so more.
Brittany, that's a great point. So I say it's not cheap and it's not free. So I have clients who get to a point that they've come so far. Okay, so they've invented something. I've gone through the manufacturing process. We've done everything from barcoding and all of it. Every single step costs money. Of course, yes, there's crowdfunding and all of the funding that goes on out there today, which is amazing and phenomenal and great. However, every single part of it costs money, including shipping, prototyping, you name it. A stamp. Okay, so I have a client who spent over $60,000 to develop this product, which is sounds like a lot, but for what she was doing, and I will not give out too many details, she saved a lot of money in the way that we made it happen, okay? So $60,000, and 5 years later, believe it or not, she said the other day to her manufacturer, I refuse to pay the shipping on this product, which is $375 after she paid $60,000, right? She said, I refuse to pay the shipping. This was for her second prototype or a third prototype. So after spending $60,000, she locked it down. She locked it down. How do you do that? And I guess the way you do it is because you're really not fully vested. I'm not talking about invested monetarily. I'm talking about vested mind, body, and spirit. Saying to yourself, before you get here, before you go to that Twilight Zone, which is our topic, you got to jump in and be ready, because it's a ride. It's a journey. And you really have to be ready for that journey. For you to back out, turn around and say, I'm done, because your shipping for your prototype, your incredible prototype, costs you $400, that's a drop in the bucket. I think what happens in many scenarios is that people, I think it's fear of failure, because now we're there.
Yeah.
We're at the finish line, right? So now this is it. This is a home run. It's done. Now we are in the manufacturing stage, and all we have to do is press the button. This is the last prototype. And this is what that one singular prototype is going to cost, because it's coming all the way from China. It's air. It's not on a boat, okay? It's not with other freight that's being shipped. It's one piece of merchandise that happens to be a very large piece. And then all of a sudden you say, okay, I've been doing this for 5 years, not paying shipping because it's way too much money. That's jumping ship. So all of you out there, and I know there are people out there, I know I'm going to get a ton of emails from this one. I know that I am, because people out there get to the finish line and they drop, they say, okay, that's it, I'm done, just before they finish, because I believe that they have fear of failure. I really believe that. Because when you spent that much money, how do you stop there? Or they weren't all in. They didn't jump into the Twilight Zone. They didn't jump in. One part of them was left out. You got to jump in. Hook, line, and sinker. When you get into the inventing world, you got to jump in, hook, line, and sinker. You got to it's a marriage. It really is. You got to say, I do. I do, I will, I promise.
For better, for worse.
Worse. For horrible,
Yeah.
for horrifying.
Yeah.
And for the most exciting times of your life. One of my clients said to me today, how do you do this? I said, because I love it. I love every single day that I wake up in the morning. Thank you, Jesus, that I could put my feet on the ground and help my clients with their creativity and their incredible minds. Blows my mind. And just, it's an art. The same way an artist can put paint on a canvas or chalk or draw, whatever. It's the same exact thing in a different way. Mine is inventing, developing new ideas and collaborative ideas. And I love it so much beyond anything that you could possibly imagine. And believe me, every single day of my life, there are disasters in my inventing world. But I deal with it and I never run away because I love the challenge. I love the challenge and I love to fix things and I love solutions to problems. And I think that's what it is. I love creating solutions to problems. And I think I'm answering. Like I think I'm giving you my bio, Brittany. And that's really it.
It sounded familiar.
It really is true.
You've been working on this so-called bio for how many years?
A million.
It's slowly
the
creeping
bio.
it.
The bio continues to evolve and change every single day. My bio, Tara, my media kit, whatever, changes and evolves every single day. Ask Tara. She'll tell you.
Her social media coordinator, Tara. You think, Tara, like, who's Tara?
Tara will tell you. It keeps on changing. Isn't it crazy? So you hear me. You walk into the office. You hear me on the phone with clients and just explaining everything. And it's never, for me, I have to tell all of you, it's never daunting. It's never upsetting. It's always, for me, it's always exciting because I know that there's a beautiful rainbow. There's always a wonderful rainbow at the end. You know, there always is. If you stick with it, if you leave it, you're missing that beautiful rainbow. You really are. So don't jump ship. However, there are times that if you've tried your hardest and you spent too much money on something that just didn't make any sense, you have to know when to fold, right? You got to know when to hold and know when to fold, right?
That's a song. Who sings that song?
No, is it Kenny Rogers?
Yes, yes,
It's my Kenny.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's the truth. And you have to know when to hold and know when to fold, and it's really the truth. But that's where, and I know you're all saying, okay, so how do we know that? It's speaking with people who can guide you and direct you and love you and be in it with you and put you in the center of the whole project that's happening. And that's what I do with every single one of my clients. They are the middle. They are right here in my hands. And I make sure that you're the center. And somebody said to me today, I know that you have a lot of clients. You're my only client. When I'm working with you, you are my only client. And I will make sure I will work whatever it is all the way through from beginning to end. I will never leave you. I said to somebody today, another client, today was a big day, craziness. I will be a thorn in your side to make sure that you are on your game. You don't have to worry about me being on my game. You can hear it in my voice, right? All of you can hear it in my voice. I am on my game 100% of the time. But you got to understand, we got to work together as a team. And you have to have patience. You have to have passion. You have to have perseverance and giant determination. Never, ever stop. And never believe in you and have faith. Have faith in the Lord. Have faith in the Lord, number one, but have faith in yourselves that you can see this thing through, this product, this business. Have faith that you can see it through. If you're not ready, don't jump in. Don't jump in because it's real hot in here. It's really hot in here.
So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I want to take my clothes
Yes, sometimes, yeah. Well,
I had to do that.
I won't go any further with this on my end, and you know what that means.
Well, I just had to say that really quick.
No, that was really good. I
have a thing where if I hear something familiar, if it's a song or a quote,
I love it.
I have to do it.
We're all about the
song.
But
I kind of killed the passion of what you were saying.
You didn't kill the passion because you know what happens when you open the door, when you come to my house or when you come into my office. So that's quite apropos, the song that you just sang.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that is so true. you really need, I guess, like it's a thick skin, really, like in a different way. Because, you know, a thick skin is, I can take the insults, I can take this, but this is a different kind of thick skin.
It's different. It's not.
You need the patience. This is the biggest game of patience you can ever play.
Yes. Very good, Brittany.
Patience. Yep. And passion.
It is. It's not even thick skin. Well, I guess it's
a different
like you're
form
saying,
of thick skin. Yeah.
It's not, you know, I'm insulting you because you're doing something wrong. It's a patient game. It's a patient game, and it's a game of you never know what you're going to have to spend in order to make the thing happen.
Yeah.
You never know. But you also have to be able to trust the person that you're working with.
Yes.
It's such a balancing act, man. When I think about it, when I think about my clients, I'm very happy. And I hate to sound, what do I say? Can I say cocky on air?
Say whatever you gotta say.
I hate to sound cocky, but it's true. I'm so happy and so blessed that God has given me a place in my life where, I can be a blessing to other people. And I feel like when I say, I don't want to say cocky, because it sounds cocky to me, even when I'm saying it. But I know that I am a blessing to other people because I'm honest and you can trust me. And people who I've worked with for the last, 25, 35 years, I have the same clients for years and years and years. Even Dionne Warwick, the other day I called her up and she's one of my mentors, I have to tell you. I called her because I was interviewed by one of the top magazines in the world. I'll tell you, you'll see it soon. And I reached out to her. And the second I reached out to her, because she gave me the best advice ever. And I said, can I quote you on this, Dionne? And Dionne, I'm here on this podcast talking about you, and I know that I can. She said, Lisa, just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself and just do the thing that you do and just, be your honest self. So I'm so grateful to God that he created me to be my honest self, and that I'm here to help people out there like yourselves who can't or not sure who to trust, not sure where to go. You can definitely come to me. And this is not a sales pitch because I actually don't have to sell myself. Those of you who know me know who I am. And I just feel blessed to be in a position that I am as a woman of color who works with everybody, all races, all genders, children, people who have, women, men, I think I covered that, but just people who have ideas and products and inventions. I can help them develop it from beginning to end. I feel like I've been around for a long time. I feel like I've been doing this for a very long time. You have. And I love it.
And the crazy thing is, you're still successful at it. I know you were saying to me, people now have so many outlets to bring their business forward to social media. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the biggest thing. People now have a bigger advantage to get their business out there than how you did back in the late 90s, early 2000s, before the internet or like smartphones were
Nothing
a thing.
was around
anything.
When I started, Brittany.
You kept going. And people that say you got lucky, they're idiots, because it's not lucky.
I love that.
It's hard work.
It is.
Before social media, I go door to door, throw a flyer in someone's face, pick up the phone, send a fax.
Yeah, remember faxing? Do you remember our fax machine?
No.
That was a fax. Remember back in the day in my office?
I'm getting that mixed up with AOL.
Yeah, maybe I am too. But the fax, you know what? Was that fax? I think it was the same sound?
Fax. Yeah,
fax and
no, you couldn't be on the internet
at the same time
when you were faxing, right?
I can't believe you even remember that. Well, because that's all. That was your life growing up.
I want an instant message.
That was your life growing up. So
AIM instant
in
message.
the early 90s. I mean, this was your life with me.
No, the 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah, but when you were in the early, because you were born in 1990, so. Back in the day, oh my gosh, I was faxing, So 1995, 1996, it was it was faxing. That's all we did. It was either you snail mailed, you put something in the mail, or you were faxing, or you did both. Actually,
Yeah,
you did both. And so we are in a place today where your generation can just do anything very, very quickly. You understand things faster, and things happen quickly. You build your businesses faster than I could ever imagine. I mean, this was a slow crawl for me. I mean, this took a lot of years to get where I am today. This did not happen overnight. And I'm still working. And so is Lori Grenier and Mark Cuban and Kevin and all of the folks that you see on Shark Tank. They're not stopping because they got to keep it moving. And they're learning too. They're they're all over 45 years old, I think. I think all of the sharks, right? I think.
Are they over 40? Over 40.
Yeah, Damon John is definitely over 45.
Yeah.
You're looking good, Damon. But this is it's a crawl for us. It has been a crawl for me to get where I am today. Millennials today get rich, get
YouTube,
very, very wealthy.
Instagram.
Literally in a very short space of time.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something, for all of those millennials who are on YouTube and making money, they don't stop either.
Yep, they
this
keep
is
going.
not, let me just put something up and I'm going to get rich tonight. No. Mm-hmm. Justin Bieber, right? Mm-hmm. People got so out of control with saying how he got rich overnight because
Usher discovered him.
But
yada,
it
yada.
was not the case.
Yeah.
He put in the time. He put in the effort. He worked at his craft before he became who he was. Don't expect to become rich overnight. It doesn't happen. There's no get rich quick anything.
Unless you win the lottery.
And
that's about it.
Yeah. And even then, you got to really be careful with how you even win the lottery. You got to have the right accountant and make sure that you're investing properly. And we'll bring in somebody else to talk about the financial aspect of this show. But no, nothing happens overnight, guys. You have to be patient. You have to be diligent. You have to understand that any world you jump into, it all looks great from the television aspect. It is great if you put in the hard work. And you want to put in the hard work. I cannot imagine not working as hard as I did to get where I am. I couldn't imagine anybody handing me all of the things that I've done on a silver platter. I wouldn't even want it. I literally wouldn't want it. I love every single aspect, every climb I've taken, every trip to QVC, every no that I've gotten, because it made my yes better and made me better at what I do. Every single no made me a better person, made me understand how to make myself more credible, how to persevere. It made my life, for my family, for my children better, because everything I learned, I've always taught my children. And it's always a give and take, and it's always a pull and tug. And every single thing I've ever learned, I go, okay, so how can I teach this to my kids? What do I teach my children from this? What is the example that I can bring to my children? Am I right, Brittany?
Yeah.
Every single thing that I've learned in every single day of my life, I've taken the lesson and brought it to my children. Of course, the most important people in my entire life. The reason I exist is for my children. So have taught them every single thing that I've ever learned. And that's been so important to me during this journey, this climb, this remarkable space that God put me in, this world, this twilight zone of inventing, which is so powerful and so palpable to me and so tangible. Even the words that people speak to me when they have a product that I haven't even seen yet, but they discuss it with me and they talk to me about it. When that product becomes tangible to me, it's become a product, and you're on your way to inventing something that's amazing because you've shown it to me. I mean, this is a world. So, I mean, you can even hear the way I'm speaking. You hear my passion. So this was today. This was a day of, this is a great day for a podcast, our podcast, because it was a day of stuff that we have not even discussed. And amazing, incredible, illustrious, enlightening, beautiful. The words I cannot even, I could make up new words for you today because it was just such a spectacular, remarkable day of beautiful people, and their minds have blown my mind. And I learned every single day. That's the other thing I want to tell you. I learn something new every single day of my life with all of the people I work with every single day. And you know, Brittany, I've been doing this for how many years?
1 billion.
And I still, learn.
And you still have time to cook chicken cutlets.
I love you so much.
You have time for everything.
I love you, Brittany.
Love you too. I'm not just saying that because I want presents. I love you.
How were the chicken cutlets? Segue.
They were delicious. Anyway, segue to segue back. My question is: have you ever had a client, same one that you've talked about before, said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to give any more money. I'm out. Have you ever had a client that says, you know what, I'm out. I'll do this on my own? Have you had someone like that because they were so impatient they think they could do it on their own?
Absolutely. And I have. And I've been in this game so long that I love to watch and see, and I always give people tools to do things themselves. I never, ever want anybody to think that this is something that they can't do on their own. So when you come to me for consultation, I say, here are your tools. Here's your beautiful toolkit. And I give you everything to do it on your own. You can do it on your own. You could do it with me. We could do it, side by side. I give people options to do whatever, however they want to manage their project. And so, yes, to answer your question, I have. And how many people have come back and said, you know what? This is just blasted hard. I can't do this by myself. I can't do this on my own, over and over again. And remember the years. So the same people I'm dealing with for years come back and say, okay, I need your help with this. Can you make sure that this engineer I'm working with is, giving me the right price, or is doing the right thing for me? Or even if I don't if I don't run it for them, I 100% can assist other people. So yes, to answer your question, I've had people who go, you know what, I can do this. This is easy. I'll do it by myself. And I go, it is. If you think it's easy, go ahead. Hats off to you. You do what you need to do. Come back. I'm always here. I don't burn bridges. I'm always here for all of my clients, always. And they know that. So yes, some people have done it on their own. And I said to them, do it. Do it by yourself. If you can't do it, come back and I will help you. Or I'll help you anyway. So yes, so people do it on their own.
That's good. It's good that you give people the option. Mm-hmm. When I hear all these other avenues, other companies, and they do a brief commercial. Oh, you have an invention? Call this 1-800 yada yada. Mm-hmm. I want to know. I want people to reach out, and I want to know people that have actually went down those avenues, saying, I did this. I think you have had clients that said, I tried the 1-800 number and nothing happened. Yes.
So for many people, and I never call people out, never, ever, ever, and I won't, and I will never throw anybody under the bus, any other company. So yes, I've had people come to me and say, I've worked with this company and they promised me that I would have a product completed and They would license it to another company and so on and so forth. And it's not necessarily what they think, but I just make it clear. And what I do with people who are dealing with companies like that, I say, ask them questions. I'm not trying to pull them away from the companies they're working with. I give people the knowledge and the tools to go back and say, okay, listen, I'm not trying to pull you away from the company. Just go and ask them questions. Maybe you weren't asking enough questions to that company to get the information or the help that you needed. Read the print. Read the giant font. Read the fine print. Read and ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. If they are not answering your questions, something is wrong. When you call me up and we set up a consultation and we talk, if I can't answer a question, I will say, okay, that's a good one. If I can't answer your question, I will get that answer from someone else. And typically, it's from a patent attorney. They'll ask me something that's a legal matter from a legal standpoint. So I will reach out to my attorneys and I will ask them specific questions and they will, I will see if I can get the answer. And typically I will reach out to the Gerhardts and they always have a great answer for me.
We need to speak with them too on here.
The Gerhardts have to be on, yes. Richard and Elizabeth, amazing Gerhardt Law. Just incredible people who are honest and down to earth. So I'm not an attorney. I don't pretend to be. I answer the questions that I know how to answer. And I'm not afraid to say, I don't know. I don't understand. Let me figure it out. Or let me find the right people to answer your questions. If you're dealing with a company who can't answer your questions, you need to blasted jump ship. If they're telling you, yeah, we know it all, and just get in and just sign the contract today by 5, and you're going to get a great deal. I will not even... I don't chase anybody, by the way. I don't chase my clients. You have a question for me, you call me up, you ask me. You will never hear solicitations from Inventing A to Z. Ever. Because we don't have to.
Absolutely. That's the honest thing about you, and you've lived it. It's not like, oh, yeah, I'm a CEO of this. We'll just tell them, do this. We'll give them a book. Yada, yada. You're coming from experience. Mm-hmm. So people need to know you were just like them.
Same.
Starting up.
Same.
It's a process. You kept going. You had other jobs just to make sure you can cover your expenses for your product. You liked what you did in your job because you always, you always had a business because you don't like working for other people.
No, I've always worked for myself. Since I'm 14, always. From making hair accessories to, I remember, oh my gosh, when you're bringing me back. As we have this conversation, I start thinking about, holy cow, when I was in, I guess, junior high school, because I was in Walt Whitman. Guys, Brooklyn in the house. Walt Whitman Junior High School, I was making accessories, hair wraps, shoelace accessories. And I was an entrepreneur back then. And I didn't even think about the fact that I didn't think that I was an entrepreneur at all. In fact, I didn't even know what entrepreneur was then. And my parents were the same, actually. Both my parents were hardworking people. My dad was in radiology. My mom was in insurance. And they both actually sold insurance on the side of what they did. And this is just, you guys are pulling a lot out of me tonight. I got to tell you, this is bringing me back. But yes, Brittany, to piggyback what you're saying, I was always an entrepreneur, and I always believed in making my own way because I couldn't imagine somebody else telling me that I could only make so much money. So that's when people say, okay, I want to break through the glass ceiling. There's no glass ceiling for me ever. There's no boundaries to how much money to how successful you guys want to be out there. There's no limits. It's limitless. No glass ceilings, no boxes, no anything else. You can create, make as much money as you want, be the best you can be. As far as you desire to go, you can go. You make that call. You make that call with God's help. You make that call. So yeah, Brittany, I've always been an entrepreneur and I've always loved it. Didn't know what entrepreneur meant. Didn't know how to spell it. Sometimes can't spell it now. Sometimes I spell it wrong. Entrepreneur. So I mean, it's all about just creating your path to success. Create your own path to success because you can. There's nothing you can't do. And I'm proof. I swear I'm so proof. And this is not a brag. Anything that I set my mind to, AOE is one of the things I decided to do, and I did it. And the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs decided to do it in 2014. And always give praise to God. Kimberly Ferguson, I'll always shout her out because she found a space for me in 2014 and made this conference happen that involves music and women and men and entrepreneurship and positivity. And that was a thing that I never imagined coming to life. That came to life. This interview that I had with this magazine the other day, this incredible woman said to me, what was the thing that really pivoted your life and made you really take a look at your life and say, wow, this is a big deal, was my first product on QVC television, the bun tie, that actually aired on QVC television, and it sold and sold and sold. And it was an idea that I just had that came to life with the help of Cindy Russo and a whole bunch of other people in my family, my children, who never stopped supporting me. And that product came to life. And it was a nothing thing. It was a nothing idea that solved a problem and came to life and sold on national television through my brain as an entrepreneur.
That's nuts.
It is nuts.
That's quite insane. But yeah, you're such an inspiration to many people, and I hope many people can take this to heart, or people that have been in certain situations really just take it in and just never stop.
And you never stop either, Brittany. You're one of the most amazing. Well, I have to just brag a little bit about my 3 children. You're Brittany. You never stop. You work for a company that you put so much into it. And I think that's your entrepreneurship spirit also. You work for POAC, Parents of Autistic Children, and you just put so much of yourself into that company because of your passion and your desire just to help other people. But your passion to just do what you do for, I think, everybody in general, and as an entrepreneur also. And then you come here to my office and you help me and you work with me and you just do what you do because you're a diehard entrepreneur. And you're amazing. And I have to thank God for you every single day for your passion and for your desire to do what you do every single day to help other people, especially for POAC.
Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate this. That's really nice. I do try to work hard. I think ever since I was 18, I've always had 2 jobs. I don't think I really needed 2 jobs. I think I just wanted 2 jobs. I was living at home. Why did I need 2 jobs?
I love it though. That's awesome. I love that because you're Jamaican and Italian, and that's just what you do. And when you're Jamaican you just work you just do.
Work. Yeah, we do all that.
No, we just do that.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell everyone, you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to be lazy, be lazy. If you want to work hard, as long as you're happy doing it. And I want to say to everyone, if you have any questions for my mom, the adventuress, or me, the sarcastic Gavone.
You're not a Gavone.
Well, it depends. It depends.
No,
anyway,
you're not.
I'm kidding.
Okay, and they don't even know what that means.
Some people know,
and
some people don't.
You're gonna get a whole lot of emails.
Slob. I'm a slob.
Why would you say that? You're a slob?
Well, if I'm eating some pasta or some ribs, I'm a slob. But anyway,
if you're, no, you're not.
All
She's
right.
the most
All right.
Okay, no, not letting that go. So she's saying that because when we eat certain foods, it's just
it goes everywhere. But anyway, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you feel that we should say on our podcast, we can keep you as anonymous. We just love to hear from you. The Adventurous Podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach my mother, the Adventurous, on Facebook. I believe it's under Lisa Ask Elise. And on Instagram, it's the Adventurous. Guys, please rate and review, and please subscribe. It helps us, the more you subscribe, even the more you rate, it gets us higher on the totem pole, can I say, and it allows people to find us a lot faster. So we highly encourage for you guys to just keep sharing the love and the word that we're spreading, the word that my mom is spreading, because it's a good word. It's a good word.
What's the word?
And the bird is the word.
Bird. Oh, no. Is that Family Guy? It is.
Yeah, it's Family Guy.
Bird.
But
no.
that's an actual song. But
Yes,
I don't know.
I know, but I saw that. Actually saw that episode.
Yeah.
Yes. That's very funny. And
yeah.
I really appreciate that. And I love, we love when people tune in and listen, because we are a family. We are a family show. And, we talk about entrepreneurship, but we're a family of entrepreneurs, and we are your family, and we love you so, so much. And I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening and asking questions, because we are literally here to help you and motivate you and to build your businesses. We try to bridge the gap between ambition and success. That's for sure.
And guys, have a wonderful, warm, happy holiday. Those of you that celebrated Hanukkah a few weeks ago, happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas to the people that celebrate, and happy holidays. I know some people don't even celebrate the season, but let's celebrate the month of December. Let's celebrate the new year. Everyone celebrates New Year's.
Kwanzaa,
we're going into 2019.
I think Kwanzaa is right. I think, unless it's next week. I mean, we can go on and on and on and
all the
celebrate.
religions. All happy Kwanzaa.
We don't want to leave any.
I don't want to leave anyone out. Happy Festivus. That's on December 23rd. Another Seinfeld reference. You're airing your grievances, and you get the Festivus poll out. I will be telling everyone how I feel about them, and I will not be holding anything back.
Well, we know that. I think we need to have a Festivus poll here for I'm saying Thanksgiving. We're going
for
back
Christmas
for New Christmas Eve. Yes. Can we have a Festivus poll here?
Why not?
We're having some folks here. I think we need to have a Festivus poll.
Yeah, that could work.
And take a poll.
Take a poll for the poll.
And take a poll for the poll. And those of you who are listening, and if this is aired before, this is going to be aired
right before Christmas.
Yeah. So guys, well, it's all year round. You can listen to this all the time, every single day.
Yeah, they know.
You'll want to hear this episode over and over and over again.
I don't know that song.
I try to tell. No, well, this is probably going to be. It sounds so much like the original. They won't even cut it off because it sounds nothing like the original.
Great.
But anyway, so no, this has been. I love this podcast, and guys, please feel free to reach out to me. Email me. Lisa at inventingatoz.com. And of course, I am go to my podcast. Brittany, what's our podcast email?
The Adventurous Podcast. The Adventurous Podcast at gmail.com. I said it.
No, spell it, Brittany.
The whole thing.
Spell
THE. INVENTRESS. Take a breath. Podcast. PODCAST at gmail.com. Hopefully everyone knows how to spell.
I got lost.
That was exactly. Why am I spelling
no, but
this? People should
it's
know.
just really the inventress. I'm not saying that you don't have to spell
That's the whole email.
No, but Brittany, the podcast part, I think that
the inventress podcast.
No,
at Gmail.
inventress is what they would have the problem with, not the podcast part.
Anyway,
the inventress
you told me
part.
I said it.
No, I'm just saying, like, and I'm glad that you spelled it out because that was, I mean, I'm the same way. I need to write things down. I love writing things down and typing things out. It takes me a lot longer to type. But no, so they can contact us. Email us, please. We love to hear questions from you. This is, I love the diversity in our audience. And I can't wait to start reading you some of the emails that we've received. They're hysterical, they're heartfelt, they're wonderful and warm. And so thank you guys. Please continue to listen the way you do. And never forget to lift each other up 2 hands at a time. And sometimes you have to use your foot. Until next time.